Hey, what's up guys? Rev DMQ here. Hope you guys are doing all right. I got a quick video for you today about Battlefield 5's Rush mode. We know it's going to launch very soon. I'm super excited about this, sadly, limited time mode. I'm really excited about it, and I think it's going to be good for Battlefield 5, and I think the maps that we have are really good opportunities. And so I want to talk about the 4 maps that I think will fit Rush best in Battlefield 5. So as I was making the content for this video, as I was going through the different maps, I was really studying them and analyzing which routes would work best, which ones wouldn't, and it got me really excited about some opportunities here. I think Rush could bring us back to the Bad Company Battlefield 3 feeling Rush. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to this dropping. There could be some classic Rush opportunities here. The top 4 map choices that I have begins first with, maybe not surprisingly, this one might be the most obvious one, is Rotterdam. Rotterdam, to me, has kind of the Seine River crossing vibe to it, the European downtown, European city with the river running through it. And I think that Rotterdam has that classic urban Rush feel to it, and I think there are some particular avenues that you could take, particular routes that you could take to make this a good map for Rush. And so here's the avenue that I think you should take with Rush from the attacking force. I think you begin at A, what is currently A in Conquest. You can have one MCOM station or whatever they're going to have, one station on top of the bridge, maybe one underneath it, and you have multiple routes to get to A, running down the corridors, down the field, maybe along the river even, and you've got the multiple steps to the top level. So there are a lot of flanking opportunities to A, and then from there, I don't think you go to B, I think you go over to C. I think you cross the river, and you can either swim across the river, you can take the bridge to the south, you can take the railroad tracks to the north. But I think you go into that little urban core in the middle, you break through, you maybe flank around. Seems like there's a lot of opportunities in the Charlie objective for station number 2. And then I think the MCOM station number 3, you go north and you push up towards the White House or the bridge over the canal there. I think you could put one MCOM station in the White House, maybe another MCOM station right in the middle of the bridge, maybe a little bit far north, and so you go north from Charlie up to Bravo, and there's a lot of routes, a lot of avenues you could take there. And then from there, I think you go kind of due east towards the Delta flag, but maybe not in the urban center there, maybe not in the middle there. Maybe that's an avenue, a flanking route, but maybe the MCOM stations this is maybe one of the open stations, open locations that's a bit harder to get to. But I think you put them kind of in the top right corner of the map there, the northeast corner, and then the final station you go down towards E, but I don't think you go maybe exactly where E is. Maybe one MCOM station is below the E flag, and then the other MCOM station is in the middle of those houses where the loot crate and the med crate are located right there, the resupply stations. Maybe there's an MCOM station in that area. But to me, Rotterdam just looks like a classic Rush map, and I think there's a great opportunity here. The second map that I think could work really well for Rush is, again, maybe not very surprising, but it's Devastation. So again, a similar feel, the urban feel, only this time with all of the rubble, all of the debris. Great opportunities for cover, for flanking. And for Devastation, I think this could be one of the smaller Rush maps. Maybe there are only, instead of 5, maybe there are 4 different levels that you get through. First one, I think you go to A. This is a great part of the map where you could have multiple MCOM stations. Maybe you've got one on a bridge, on the train tracks. Maybe you've got one down below. There's a good opportunity here, but I think Devastation has some cool opportunities for points 2 and 3 of the cap locations. The MCOM stations, I think point number 2 should be at the front of the church, what we might call the narthex, the foyer, right in the very front from Alpha. You go right in that front spot. You can flank around in the middle of the cathedral. You can try to go in from the middle. There's flank routes, but I think the first 2 in the church are at the front, and then I think the third station pushes it to the back of the church. And so maybe you've got one on the outside of the back of the church and one inside. But I think you could have 2 different levels in the church itself. I think it's a big enough building that you could have it extend a little bit further so that the 3rd round of MCOM stations are actually in the back of the church. And then I think the 4th round of MCOM stations are in Echo. There's just so many flanking routes at E. You can go to the north, you can go in the middle, you can go to the south. There's a lot of opportunities to push Echo from the back of the church, and I think maybe you leave D out of this one, make this one just very linear, and one of the tighter, smaller Rush maps that's really urban, really tight, and feels really crisp. So I think Devastation has a really good opportunity for a Rush map. The 3rd map that I think has really, really good potential to be a Rush map is Aerodrome. I think Aerodrome, it's open, it's big, it's wide. There's a lot of routes, a lot of flanks that you could take. And so here's the route that I think would be best on Aerodrome as the map is currently built, unless they expand it a little bit. But as it is now, I think there's a really good opportunity for a wide, long, expansive Rush game. I think of like Dam of Van Peek was always a long game. It always felt like there was a lot of land to cover. And I think Aerodrome could be a good opportunity for that. And so I think it starts at Alpha. I think you spawn in and you push Alpha first. And there are multiple locations in the kind of the fenced in area to have the MCOM stations where you can take the objectives. And then I think from Alpha you push north to Bravo. There, again, a lot of avenues, a lot of flanking routes, and some decent cover down in the valley. If you can take that plateau above Bravo, then you might really have advantage in the attacking position. Then from Bravo, I think you go to Charlie. There, you can go in Charlie from multiple different angles. You can go in from the northeast side of the building, from the southwest side of the building, and any of the doors on the perimeter. You and your squad could really create some really fun flanking routes to get some objectives inside Charlie properly. And then I think from Charlie, you push into the barracks in Delta. Again, really good cover, really good flanking routes, and really good destruction on the map here. The levels can be destroyed, the buildings can be destroyed to eliminate the cover if you're the defending force, but some really good opportunities and some good fortifications that you could build as the defending force as well at Delta. And then I think finally the last place you go is Echo. Not the first hangar of Echo, but the 2nd hangar of Echo. Maybe you've got one out in the rubble in the middle. Maybe you've got one inside the building itself. And so there are multiple routes that you could take. I think the key for Rush is having multiple objective avenues, multiple flanking routes. And so I think Echo positions itself well to be the final objective in Aerodrome. And then the final map that I think could work really, really, really well for Rush, believe it or not, this one I think is perfect for Rush. I think this has the best opportunity for Rush more than the other ones, I think. And you might really disagree with me, but I think that Rush could be Hamada's saving grace. I do. I know people are frustrated with this map. It's really not everybody's favorite map. I know that. I get it. But hear me out. I think Rush could be awesome on Hamada. It's big, it's long, it's expansive. There are a lot of avenues. There's a lot of opportunities to take. And I think this one could be, again, like Aerodrome, one of the long games, right? One of the maps that takes a long time to push. And so I think it begins at G. If it's possible, maybe you drop in. The way the map is laid out, I don't know that Golf would be a great first map. Maybe in between G and F would be good, like in between there. But I think if the attacking force could start at G, I think that'd be great. Maybe you could have them drop in from an airdrop like we do in Grand Ops and all the other game modes. But maybe it's in between G and F, and then I think from there you push west towards Echo. If not properly Echo, then maybe in between F and E. So you can get some of the tight-knit, close corridor feel here on Hamada as well, and then you push southwest to Delta. And I think if you go to Delta, you have to cross the bridge in that chasm. That would be really hard to push as the attacking force. And defenders can build fortifications on Delta, and the attackers are really going to have to choose their routes well. Probably not push the bridge directly head on, but find some alternative routes that I think are available in the map there. And then I think from Delta, you would push towards Charlie. Maybe a little bit southwest of Charlie, maybe on the hill. Maybe you've got one on the flag proper and one on the hill. I like kind of the multi-level MCOM stations that provide options for the attacking team. And so maybe you have one in the middle of the rubble there, and maybe you've got one on top of the hill. But I think if you push Charlie, that's just the natural progression from Delta. And then I think you can have an epic finale pushing towards Alpha. The attacking force has the high ground, pushing from Charlie to Alpha, and the defenders really have to hunker down and build their fortifications proper in order to stop the attacking force coming from the Charlie flag towards Alpha. So I think Hamada has an opportunity to be a massive all-out rush map. I think it's poised to be one of the best ones in the game. If they do it right, I think it's clutch. I think it'd be great. So I think the other maps would work well as well, but of the 9 maps we have in game right now, these 4 I think present themselves as the best options for Rush right now. So what do you think? What do you think about Rush coming to Battlefield 5? 32-man game, 16 versus 16. Do we have the opportunity for that classic Rush feel with 32-man rounds, 16 versus 16? It's only limited time, but hopefully that will turn into a lifetime Rush mode in the game. Rush was always my favorite game mode in Battlefield Bad Company 2 and in Battlefield 3 and in 4. It was my favorite game mode. I played it all the time. I'm really excited about it. I want to know what you guys think. Do you agree with what I've shared or not? If you do, leave me a comment. If you don't, leave me a comment. What do you think? What could be different? What could be changed? What could be improved? What do you agree with? If you enjoy this content, please leave a like on the video. It's really easy to do. All you do is click the thumbs up button. It's easy, and it goes a long way to support the channel. The more engagement, the more interaction, the better my channel performs. And if you don't like the content, then leave a thumbs down. That's all right too. But I just want to know what you guys think. So drop me a note in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, follow on Twitter. You know what to do. Appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Grace and peace.